What's good, everybody? Today, I have been playing a bunch of Indiana Jones: The Great Circle. This game is absolutely phenomenal, and I want to go ahead and give you a bunch of tips and tricks, spoiler free, so that you can enjoy the opening hours of the game. Let's go ahead and lock in. First things first, the presentation. This game looks absolutely amazing, and one of my favorite things is the stealth aspect and how forgiving it is. Maybe some people will like it, other people might hate it. For me personally, it's alright. There are going to be set pieces where you can go in and just start slapping people with pots and pans and bricks and whatever you see laid out in the world. There's going to be a bunch of objects all over the place. If it's highlighted in orange, that means you can pick it up and you can use it as a weapon. If it's highlighted in white, those are usually items that you want to use as collectibles, keys, things that you need, money, even food. So when you see white, think of healing and stuff like that, collectibles and things that you need in your life to basically get yourself some pretty good upgrades. If it's orange, it's a weapon. Now, you want to pick up these weapons and you always want to have one on you at all times, because when you have a weapon, you'll be able to just slap somebody right up the head with that weapon and usually you will knock them out. Different weapons or different items have a certain number of hits. You can look in the bottom right hand corner of your screen and see how many hits you can get out of said item. Once that item breaks, it's broken. Just go ahead and pick up a new item, replace it with something else that you see around in the world, and you'll be good to go. A lot of items can usually one-shot, or they'll do an animation that will instantly one-shot and take down an enemy when you come up behind them. There's even items that you can fight people straight up with them, and you'll usually win. Now, if you don't have anything around you, you can go in for some hand-to-hand combat, which is not too bad. You're going to have to hold the LB button in order to block. Then you want to throw punches with the right trigger and left trigger. Make sure you got your timing with a block so you can get in a counter. Usually those are going to be the best opportunities to try to lay in a throwdown to make sure you knock out your opponent. No matter how you want to take down these enemies, you have a bunch of options in how you want to go about doing it, so enjoy yourself. With that being said, exploration is going to be key in this game, and keys are going to be absolutely amazing. Make sure every time you go into a room that had a guard in it, look around on the walls. There could be a key holder with a specific key for another zone or a gate. You can use these keys to open up and unlock rooms, and inside of these rooms, they will have extremely good loot and items that you definitely don't want to miss out on. For example, I went into a room, I found some revolver bullets, and I also found some lore locked away, and I wouldn't have been able to receive those without that key. You have multiple ways of progressing throughout the world and in different sections of the game. You can go above the enemy, you can go straight past them and fight them straight up if you want to, but usually it can become a little bit overwhelming if you decide to do so. It's not completely out of the cards though. If you wish to do it, you can, but just be ready for a fight. Okay, then let's talk about the consumables in Indiana Jones: The Great Circle. You have bandages, you have food, and fruit. A bandage will allow you to heal yourself, simple enough. You want to make sure that you're always topped off. So you'll see med kits all over the place in barracks, inside of guardhouses. When you find one, go ahead and wrap yourself up by using the trigger and you'll be good. What I like to do is I make sure that I'm always capped on these at all times. So I'll take a look at my health. If I don't have 4 health bars, I'll go ahead and patch myself up with one of the bandages, and then I'll pick up the excess ones so that I always have 3 in my inventory. Food is the same way. There's going to be biscuits, donuts, all types of things laying all over the world. When you eat one, you're going to get what I call a shield. It's green. It's going to be on the outside edge of your health meter. And basically you want to top this off by eating food. Fruit is also similar, but fruit is going to give you a extra, I would say, stamina meter. Now, you're going to use stamina when you're climbing up different walls, when you're carrying enemies, and basically while you're fighting. So getting as much fruit in your system to make sure that you have a hell of a lot of stamina for different situations will probably save your life. On one of the first missions of the game, the stolen cat mummy, there is going to be a room that has a special book that you definitely don't want to miss out on. This book is going to allow you to get a second chance. It's called Survival. The book in question is going to be in this office right here. There are a couple of guards in this area, so just be careful coming up here. On the map, I'll go ahead and show you my location. It's right over here on the second floor of this building. There is a guard dog and a guard walking in the courtyard over to the right of this area, so be careful. I completely left them alone. It took out everybody else and was good to go. But make sure you sneak up behind this guard right here, walk over to this table, and boom, you're gonna find this book. This book is key because if you end up being taken out for any reasons or get knocked out, you can pick up your fedora and get a second chance. It's like a second wind. And that is pretty awesome, especially because we only have 4 health bars. Hopefully, throughout time in the game, we can level that up, get a little bit more health, but we'll just have to wait and see how that pans out moving forward. Hey, if you found these tips helpful so far, I would really appreciate it if you decided to smash that like button for me and consider subbing to the channel so that you don't miss out on a whole lot more guides and everything else coming in the future. But let's get back to it. One thing that I noticed so far, that as long as the enemy is not facing towards you, you can usually just one-shot them with specific items or objects by slapping them upside the head. You'll always get the animation and you'll be good to go. Now, I have not tried to fight these guards and their guard dogs just yet. I've been avoiding them like the plague because I feel like they're kind of not going to be friendly, but usually if you was probably to be found by these individuals, I'm pretty sure they will alarm absolutely everybody. So just take a little bit more caution when you see them in the area. What I really enjoy the most about this game is the accessibility options. In the very opening of the game, you get to choose your difficulty, as well as you get to choose whether or not you want this game to help you with puzzles or not. And I find that to be absolutely amazing. This was one of the things that I was worried about walking in, and I'm so glad that they gave us this option right from the jump of the game. If you choose the more handheld option, what is going to happen is the puzzle will be a little bit easier for you. The objective markers will be on screen. They'll let you know exactly where you need to go. And for anybody who needs that type of accessibility options, boom, there it is for you. For me personally, I want to try to discover and just explore everything on my own. And this mode right here allowed me to do so. The objective markers are not even on screen. They only appear on screen when you decide to look at your journal or when you decide to look at the map. Then they go away instantly. I love that immersion. I love the fact that if I never look at my journal and I'm just exploring, I could get lost in this world if I wanted to. And there's so many different ways to tackle different situations. Always look for the vertical option. You have a whip and you're able to use this whip in a lot of different ways, and I love it. This whip has become my best friend. I've been able to use it to get the advantage or get the high ground, to be able to check out all the different areas and see exactly how many enemies I have to deal with, and pretty much, strategically pick out which direction I want to go. Or I could just go straight through the area and just fight everybody if I really want to, but it's going to be a little bit more of a hassle, especially if there's going to be guard dogs and a bunch of enemies just stacked on top of each other. So the whip to me is very versatile, and I love exactly how they tried to implement it in the game. You can use it as a weapon, but most of the time I use it to get a little bit more verticality. I actually use it in different situations to latch onto a ledge and then climb up said ledge, or I've used it in opportunities where you can kind of latch it onto a pole or something that's hanging over you, and then you can hold down the left trigger and then climb straight up like a rope. It's kind of awesome. You can get the high ground and then definitely see everything in front of you and really get to pick out exactly what you want to do next. So to wrap things up, I gotta say that the presentation for this game is absolutely phenomenal. You've been able to pick up different collectibles, and then you can go into your journal, into your notes, and see all the different collectibles that you collected, reread them, and all of that. It's just so immersive. And I found myself just lost into this entire world for a couple of hours without even realizing it. It's been a long time since I've been able to immerse myself into a game like this, and I'm really enjoying it. I hope you guys do so as well. Let me know how you feel about this game so far in the comment section below. But that's going to be all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Sub so that you don't miss out on any more tips, tricks, guides, and everything else you need for Indiana Jones The Great Circle. This is your boy M of M Since HD. For now though, I'm out of here.